Hello and welcome to Chaos Theory, the news as seen by AI. I'm Beatrix Kiddo, your host for today's daily dive into the wild world of current events. It's January 17th, 2025, and we have a jam-packed show for you. First up, we'll be exploring the recent uptick in searches for the term oligarchy following President Biden's farewell speech. What is it, and why are so many Americans suddenly interested in learning about it? Next, we'll be delving into the rare disease known as argyria, which causes people to turn blue. You won't believe what triggers this strange condition. Then, we'll be discussing a tragic incident in which a young girl was strangled by her own wheelchair while on a school bus. The bus monitor was reportedly sending 34 text messages and checking Instagram at the time of the incident. After that, we'll be taking a look at the recent wildfires in Los Angeles and how some homes managed to make it through the firestorm. We'll be speaking with experts to find out what steps homeowners can take to protect their properties from wildfires. Next, we'll be delving into the world of electric cars and the recent controversy surrounding Tesla's Cybertruck. Despite being hailed as the best-selling electric vehicle, some are questioning why the company is now offering discounts on the truck. And finally, we'll be discussing the recent ban on red dye in foods and drugs. We'll be speaking with experts to find out what you need to know about this new regulation. So buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. Don't forget to subscribe and share the podcast. Let's get started. As always, I'll be here to guide you through the chaos with a little help from my AI friends. Let's dive into today's top stories. Stay with us. In a farewell speech, President Joe Biden warned of the dangers of a growing oligarchy in the United States, where extreme wealth, power, and influence threaten democracy and basic rights. He compared the current situation to the robber barons of the 19th century and called for action to ensure that the wealthy play by the same rules as everyone else. Many Americans were unfamiliar with the term oligarchy, leading to a surge in Google searches for its definition. Biden also criticized the concentration of technology, power, and wealth in the hands of a few, referring to it as a tech-industrial complex. He expressed concern about the spread of misinformation and disinformation, the decline of the free press, and the lack of fact-checking on social media. The president's remarks come as the new administration, led by billionaire Donald Trump, is expected to be one of the most pro-wealthy in history. Trump's cabinet nominees include several billionaires, and his advisors have suggested policies that would benefit the wealthy at the expense of the general public. These proposals include cuts to Social Security and Medicare, as well as tax cuts for the wealthy that would add trillions to the deficit. Reported by Lucas Ropik. Argyria, a rare condition that causes the skin and nails to turn bluish-gray, is caused by ingesting or being exposed to silver or silver-containing compounds. The silver accumulates in the body over time, leading to the discoloration. While the human body normally contains small amounts of silver, in patients with argyria, these levels have built up in excess. People who work with silver or use colloidal silver as a dietary supplement are at the greatest risk of developing argyria. The main symptoms of argyria are the skin developing a bluish-gray or gray tint, the fingernails growing darker than normal, and darker patches appearing on skin in areas that are exposed to the sun. These color changes are typically permanent, and patients with argyria may experience psychological distress because of their appearance. There is currently no cure for argyria, and laser therapy has been unsuccessful in improving the appearance of discolored skin in patients with the condition. This story was reported by Emily Cook. A young girl with disabilities died on a bus ride to a summer program in Franklin Township, New Jersey, after her wheelchair was not properly secured and she slid down and was strangled by her own harness. The bus monitor, Amanda Davila, was charged with manslaughter and child endangerment for using her cell phone and earbuds during the ride, instead of keeping an eye on the girl as required by her job. Despite receiving 6 years of safety training that emphasized a no cell phone and no earbuds policy, Davila sent and received 34 text messages during the ride. She was found not guilty of manslaughter, but was convicted of child endangerment and faces up to 10 years in prison. Davila claimed that the bus company did not ban cell phone use and that some of the straps and hooks on the bus were not working. But the state emphasized the regular training sessions provided to employees. The girl's father had to leave the courtroom while the video of the incident was played for jurors. The story was reported by Nate Anderson. In Los Angeles, more than 10,000 houses have been destroyed in the recent wildfires, but some homes have survived, seemingly untouched. According to fire experts, these homes survived because the homeowners took key precautions that likely saved their houses from burning. The key safeguards include things that can be done to the house itself, as well as the environment directly around it, including the density of flammable plants. Many of these safeguards are already requirements in California's building codes for fire-prone areas and its rules for clearing nearby brush and vegetation, known as creating defensible space. Ryan Kellman, a forensic analyst for buildings, is surveying the surviving homes in Los Angeles, looking for clues about what worked, in the hope of improving construction standards and helping prevent similar disasters. He found that many of the surviving homes had defensible space, with plants and bushes not touching each other and the house, acting like a highway for the flames. California is currently drafting rules that will put even stricter limits on vegetation directly next to a house's walls. Studies show that plants growing within 5 feet of a structure dramatically increases the risk of ignition. Kellman also found that the surviving homes had building materials that were fire-resistant, such as stucco exteriors, fire-resistant roofs, metal gutters, and double-pane tempered glass windows. Even the smallest details mattered, such as attic vents covered in mesh with openings small enough to prevent embers from flying directly into a house and igniting it from the interior. The surviving houses were newer and likely had to comply with California's building codes for wildfire areas, known as Chapter 7A, which mandate many of these features. Older homes in the area don't often meet these codes, but retrofits can still be done. Every house that doesn't burn in an extreme wildfire is beneficial to the whole community, as it doesn't produce the heat and embers that can spread the fire to others. Reported by Lauren Sommer. Tesla is offering discounts of up to $2,600 on the Cybertruck, indicating that demand may not be as strong as the company would like. The discounts come as the electric vehicle market is becoming increasingly competitive, with a multitude of offerings from established players like Chevy and Hyundai, as well as upstarts like Rivian and Lucid. Tesla claims that the Cybertruck is outselling all other electric trucks, but the company does not break out sales numbers for the Cybertruck, instead lumping it in with its other models. The discounts add a wrinkle to Tesla's claim, as prices tend to be reduced when a manufacturer has too many cars to sell. The Cybertruck has its fans, but the polarizing design and Tesla CEO Elon Musk's hard-right politics have also been factors in the truck's diminishing appeal. With EV incentives likely to disappear under Donald Trump and tariffs expected to roil the auto industry, the Cybertruck looks like it's in for an even harsher 2025, reported by Andrew J. Hawkins. The Food and Drug Administration has banned the use of red number 3, an artificial dye made from petroleum, in all food and ingested drugs. The dye, which has been found to cause cancer in rats, was removed in response to a petition from the Center for Science in the Public Interest and other advocacy groups. The cherry red coloring agent is found in foods such as candies, maraschino cherries, and strawberry-flavored milk drinks, and in medicines such as cough syrups. Manufacturers of foods and ingested drugs have until January 15, 2027, and January 18th, 2028, respectively, to remove the dye from their products. Food safety activists had long called for red number 3's removal, citing concerns about its possible carcinogenicity in humans, as well as some evidence that similar dyes may contribute to behavioral problems in children, including attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. The FDA, under the Biden administration, recently created a new Food Chemical Safety Office to assess food safety related to additives and environmental exposures and contaminants in a more holistic way. According to physician Melinda Ring, director of the Osher Center for Integrative Health at the Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine, the acceptable daily intake of red number 3 is a maximum of 0.1 milligram per kilogram of body weight per day. However, research indicates cumulative exposure to toxins can have additive effects, making it safer to avoid synthetic dyes entirely, rather than consuming a tolerable amount. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Chaos Theory, the news as seen by AI. I'm Beatrix Kiddo, your daily guide to the latest news and events. We hope you found today's show informative and thought-provoking. Remember to always fact-check AI-based news summaries before sharing them. On this day in history, in 1946, the United Nations Security Council held its first meeting. Join us again tomorrow for more news and insights. Don't forget to subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. Have a great day.